We kind of nah blood.
Let's talk about
blood.
Chris Rock.
Oh yeah. Chris Rock is what is it, Saw that he's redoing now?
Yeah, he came up with an idea for a new Saw movie.
So strange.
Isn't it cool when you're like such a star that you're just like watching a Saw and going, I got an idea for this, and you go to your agent, can you hook me up?
Yeah, that is actually kind of cool,
isn't it? And like, you're like, and you know that I don't know, like agents seem to be these guys who were personal assistants to like Mark Wahlberg, and then became a producer and all like this. Like I think Mark Wahlberg's main producer now that he works with used to be his assistant.
Really?
Yeah,
that's so cool.
So you feel like then you'd have, you know, you have just a finger in each pie. Like you got a man inside. Like maybe Chris Rock's agent knew some guy that he interned with. And he's like, oh, I've got a guy in Lionsgate.
Or then you know, like someone else who was someone else's agent, and now they're like, I don't know, producing movies themselves, and it's just
and all of a sudden he's in a boardroom with Lionsgate saying, hey, I got a new Saw movie, and they're like, okay. And
so
he liked
strange.
it so much though that now you have a guy working on a script, or maybe two guys, and it's gonna happen, and he's a executive producer.
Have you seen any of the Saw movies?
I've seen all of them.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never seen any of them.
The first one is James Wan.
Yeah,
directed
James
the first
Wan.
one. I think it cost like $1 million to make, and it made like $50 million.
Yeah.
It was micro.
Is Chris Rock going to play Danny Glover? Because I know he's in the first one.
Danny, he is in the first one. Oh my god.
Is it racist for me to assume that?
It is, and I would love to see it though.
I would love to see it
It's
too.
an extension though of the franchise. They're not rebooting it. It's like within the same mythology, the same history has happened.
So wasn't there one?
That's what I read anyway.
Wasn't there one recently called Jigsaw?
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. So
seen that in the cinema.
Okay.
I'm not even a big fan of these.
Really?
Yeah.
I've heard.
I don't know why.
I've heard they like the trap. There's always like a trap plot going on, and then there's the cop plot, and the cop plot is like a drama, pretty much like a soap opera, pretty much.
And there's always a Shyamalan twist at the end. Where like, no way.
Game over.
You haven't seen any of them?
No, I know the twist in the first one.
The most
though.
disgusting thing ever is when a woman has to put her hand into a box.
Yeah.
And there's like these little triangle things that spread out when she puts her hand in.
Yeah.
They're actually blades. So her hand gets stuck. So if you can imagine, there's just a ton of blades. So when it'll let you go in, and you don't know that they're blades, and then her hand gets stuck.
Isn't that the second one?
Yeah.
I've seen like clips of like the different traps and all
in
this
that
stuff.
as well, the junkie gets thrown into
the needles.
A pool of needles.
Ugh.
Syringes.
That one
horrible.
That one fucks with me.
You got mega AIDS there, sir.
Yeah,
you got mega AIDS.
Mega
It's the girl
AIDS.
that gets in, and her hands like Edward syringe hands going on. So horrible.
Now, you see, that's worse to me than watching like, I don't know, like the Blades ones or something, or like someone, I don't know, having fingers cut off. Someone getting thrown into a pile of needles is like,
I know.
ugh,
and also,
so much
you know, when
worse.
someone gets like their head chopped off, you're like, oh, that's kind of horrible, but they're dead.
Yeah, they're dead.
That person's got to live with these syringes and pull them out.
It's just so
and then
uncomfortable.
10 years down the line, they're dying of AIDS and shit like that.
Oh, that is bad.
10 years is maybe.
Isn't the Linkin Park singer in one of them?
Yes, he is.
He's a neo-Nazi, isn't he?
Oh, and he's trapped in a car. I
Yeah,
can't remember
yeah.
exactly what happens, but he's like glued to a car, and he has to like pull his face off or something like that. It's horrible. Well, they cured AIDS now, didn't they? It's if you have loads of money.
Now. Yeah. No,
if you have loads of money, like that's the cure, isn't it?
Well, no, there's
like
a pill.
George Lucas could get it 10 times over.
Yeah, no, apparently there's a pill now that prevents it.
Really?
Yeah, that's like if you.
Wow.
There's like some male. I don't know what it is, but it's like here if you're gonna have sex with or anonymous gay sex or even just
monkeys
or even just some crazy sex, take this pill beforehand and it prevents you from getting HIV. Don't quote me on that. I'm
because
almost
everyone
sure.
should take it just in case.
Well, that's what I find so strange, because I've heard that it is the case, and yet no one really knows about it, and I don't even know if it's true.
Yeah.
So it's one of those weird things. It's like when
we're not getting a Connor guarantee in this, no?
No, we're not. We're not, and we haven't even started the show. I can't even give it.
We should start it.
We should start the show.
And then you can give the guarantee.
And then I'll give the non-guarantee.
Okay,
yeah,
fair enough.
Okay. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 15 of the Straight to Series podcast.
We've made it to 15.
We have made it to 15. We are nearly old enough to drink.
Almost.
Yeah. And
in Turkey, we probably could.
We're probably good.
We definitely could fuck in Turkey at this age.
And I'm almost sure that I was drinking at 15 as well. So, you know.
Yeah. 13 was my first time.
Oh, really?
Like, it wasn't good.
Well,
and
you beat me. Yeah.
Yeah. And my parents, I thought I was a smooth criminal. I'm like, I didn't drink at all, man.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's like, yeah, you did. I remember I picked up a vase, and she's like, put the vase down. Like, I'll show you. Okay, I did drink, but this is how much I drank. And I had a vase in my hand, and she's like, put the vase down. And I was fucking grounded for like 2 weeks.
Well, there you are. Well, this is Ian, and I'm Connor, and we make up the Straight to Series team.
And I drink at 13.
He drank at 13, and I drank at 15.
Yeah.
I told my parents the first time I was going to.
Oh, well done.
Well, it was because I was like, I'm not going to be able to hide it. So I just said, look, I'm going out. I'm going to drink. I won't drink too much, but I'm just letting you know that this is happening.
Where I was way more confident at 13.
Yeah. No,
I didn't plan it though. It was
really?
Literally, we were in a friend's house.
Okay.
And there was vodka there under the sink, and I was like, "Hey, I never drank." The other guys like, "I never drank either," and we just start drinking vodka straight. And like, can you imagine it hitting your stomach and your throat at that age? I was like, what the fuck? I just drank some fire.
I think I had like Bulmers first, typical.
That's a nice way to start.
Yeah, it is. But now I can't drink cider because I'm so sick of it. Like, it messes with me now because I had so much when I was younger, I think. But yeah, no, I told him, I was like, look, whether you say I can or not, I'm going out and I'm going to do it. Whoa, so I'm just telling you.
Badass.
Well, not really, because I could have just been like, okay, well, you're not going out then.
I suppose. Yeah.
But I was like,
try stop me.
I know. It was more of like I don't know. I was trying to be a bit respectful, but at the same time doing what I wanted to do.
I'm a man.
Yeah, I'm a man.
I'm 15.
I'm gonna do what I want, but like,
I got like 5 pubes.
I have some respect for you. Yeah, I have a chest hair now. Okay, you can barely boss me around anymore.
You're protecting it so it doesn't fall off.
Life. Yeah, because if they took that away, that's the source of my power.
Yeah,
I'd have nothing.
That's it.
Yeah. But this show isn't just about underage drinking.
It's not. It's primarily about.
Primarily, yeah. Well, a lot of the brain
You
damage.
endorse it. I don't endorse it.
No, neither of us endorse it. Neither of us endorse that.
I like putting words in your mouth.
Thing. Yes, I'm familiar.
Are you?
Yes, no, but neither of us endorse such a terrible thing.
But what do we do endorse?
Rocketman.
Rocketman.
Wow, we were on the same page on that. That was good. Yeah, Rocketman. Yeah,
that is literally what I was going for.
Because this is a movie and television and pop culture podcast.
Hell yeah, with the best segues in the biz.
Totally, absolutely. And we both saw Rocketman.
Yes, I didn't like it.
Oh,
mainly because I'm homophobic.
Mainly, yeah.
No, I loved it. I thought it was amazing.
It was so good.
Probably the best film. Oh no, I seen Endgame and I love Endgame.
Yeah.
But one of my favorite films of the year.
Yeah.
So far, I know it's May.
It's
May.
May.
Just about to go into June. This probably airs in June.
Yeah, this will air in June.
Yeah, early June. But yeah, it could be my favorite so far.
Really?
Except for like Endgame.
Yeah, I'm the same. It's definitely up there. One of my favorite movies. I've been watching. Favorite movies that came out this year.
Yeah,
definitely.
That's what I mean. Yeah, this year. Yeah. 2019 movies.
2019 movies. Yeah, it's so good. It's better than Bohemian Rhapsody in both our opinions.
Yes, that's what I wanted to talk about is Bohemian Rhapsody versus Rocketman. My friend said something very interesting when we left. Like when we finished, she just said to me, "Isn't like because I had told him that going into this, I was like, this is a fantasy biopic. That's what they're selling it as. Yeah. It's advertised as a fantasy musical biopic." Mm-hmm. And afterwards, he was like, "It's funny that you said that this is advertised as a fantasy musical biopic because it seems way more true to the character than Bohemian Rhapsody, which is advertised as like a true biopic,
totally.
Of this man's story."
Absolutely.
And people float in this movie, and yet it still seems more true.
It does.
Than Bohemian Rhapsody.
It's more of like that's a great point. It's so true to the character of Elton John, or at least it seems that way anyway.
Yes.
Not that either of us personally know Elton John, but what I imagine, I feel like this is really true to the character, and the guys behind it all seem to think so, because they had that showing at Cannes, and then you can see both Taron Egerton and Elton John were like in tears at the end of it.
But Elton John this was like his passion project.
Yeah, he had his...
And some other studio pulled out. Now I don't know I just assume he didn't have the balls to do like homosexual sex scenes or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm just assuming, like it usually is that sort of thing where it's a risk. Southern America ain't going like that.
Exactly. Yeah,
those two boys are kissing.
I ain't seeing that movie. Yeah.
I don't like when two boys kiss.
like his music, but not his personal life.
I did like his music.
I did like his music, and then I found out what he got up to, and I still think it's good music, but I don't support it.
And I don't tell my friends that I still like the music.
I don't tell my friends that I like it. I just
I'm still standing.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's why they pulled out though.
Maybe.
Because it had like a 40 million budget, which is pretty decent for that type of movie.
Yeah, it is. And it shows. It all goes on screen. You
It's
can totally
brilliant.
see the
Like
budget.
the production value is so good.
But it's a much better story. Like, it's a much better way to tell a story like this, to have sort of this fantastical element to it, because like the problem I had with Bohemian Rhapsody, I was saying to you, I hate this in movies, and I've talked about Solo as well, where, you know, you're in a scene and then it's like, we should get away to the farm and write some music, and then someone's like, boy oh boy, Freddie Mercury, you live your life like a Bohemian Rhapsody. And he says, hey, that's a good name for a song. Someone write that down. Let's get into the recording booth. And then they're all just kind of figuring stuff out.
Flows out
and
so
like,
easily.
Galileo, and all this shit. Like, all that is...
Do it higher. Do it higher harmony. And then, like, the whole thing.
I need it higher. And then, like...
Bohemian Rhapsody sounds... like it's a masterpiece.
Yeah.
That a lot of craftsmanship went into that song.
Yeah.
It didn't just spill out of someone's head.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
no way. Like, there's certain songs, like Wonderwall could spill out of someone's head.
Absolutely.
And I like that song, but I'm just saying it could easily spill out of someone's head.
I think I've actually heard before that someone wrote that in like an hour. Like, it didn't take them very long.
Well, I know Noel Gallagher wrote Talk Tonight. I don't know if you know that song.
Yeah.
He wrote that in like a few minutes when he was pissed off with Liam.
Oh, really?
And he took a plane back. Like, he had a gig and he was like, fuck this,
That's so cool.
I'm taking a plane. And he met some girl and he had like a really good night with this girl who kind of talked him off the ledge, so to speak. And he just wrote that song, like, boom.
Yeah.
And it's called Talk Tonight, and it's about talking to a girl.
No,
he kind
I know
of just
the song,
like,
yeah. Oh, I didn't know the full story behind it, but
like, he just wrote that, boom. But a lot of Oasis songs are so simple in that way that you could do that. Bohemian Rhapsody is a composition, like an intricate composition. You know, there's no way he just like...
No. There's this artist that I like, John Bellion. Have you ever heard of him? No. He's coming up now. I saw him a few years back, and he's so good. But one of the things I love about him is that on YouTube, he has all these videos about him writing songs. And it's literally
explaining like his format.
It's literally the behind the scenes thing of him figuring out these songs. And
Junkie XL does that.
Junkie XL does it as well.
It's so good.
It's so cool because you're watching. What's great about it is it's kind of what they do in Rocketman, where, you know, he sits down at the piano and he kind of hears some of the notes and he's playing the wrong melody.
But see, the thing is, it's upfront about them glorifying him as well. Like, it's upfront that this is not exactly how it went down.
Yeah.
So you will even give it a pass on certain things like that, and you enjoy it because you just embrace it. Well, where Brian May comes in, he's like, well, I kind of want to have... I can't do accents, by the way, but I kind of... So this is going to be his voice for this podcast. He's like, I kind of want some audience participation.
We're going to do a stump clap thing, you know?
So how about we try this?
Yeah,
and all of a sudden he's like, "But you're a young man, hard man."
Yeah. It's the whole thing. It was like, hey, let's just try this out. You know, maybe it'll be cool.
There's the biggest song of that decade.
One of the greatest songs ever. But that's what Rocketman gets away with, some of the stuff like that, and it doesn't even do that a lot because it's the whole framing device of the thing is it's Elton John telling his own story.
Yes, exactly. So he can glorify what he wants to glorify.
Totally. And they don't even like. In Bohemian Rhapsody, they sort of, you have songs in order or whatever, but this one starts with a song that came out in like the 90s.
Yeah,
I
we were
Want
only
Love.
saying this, like, I Want Love, and the kid is singing it, but so relevant to the moment in time. Absolutely. And then the mother sings it.
Oh, all the songs are so relevant, and then they have the cast join in, and they do a really good job of like blending in musical elements with like just normal drama and having the characters sing the different roles that would suit them, you know?
It's so good. And, you know, we were only talking about how they do the drugged, fueled Rampage that he was on. I was going to ruin the scene.
Yeah.
But there's just so many good scenes as well where he's freaking out.
Yeah.
But you know the scene where we kind of they do a montage of a few kind of years, and then he's just like, he wakes up almost. He's out of the trance, and he's like, all right, where am I in my life right now? And the audience are kind of like, that's why you're like, so where are we now in his career?
Mm-hmm. It's a much better way in Bohemian Rhapsody. Like, they kind of almost shy away from all the drugs and the excess and things like that.
They completely do it. And then now they're talking about it's getting released in China.
Yeah.
And he's pretty much not going to be able to tap a man on the back because he's like, he's not a homosexual.
Yeah.
He's one of the most, if not the most famous homosexuals in the world. Freddie Mercury is.
Well,
and he's like,
well, one of the problems people have with the movie is because Freddie Mercury was apparently bisexual. Technically, remember I was telling you about
what
this.
was the term?
Bi erasure. That was it. I
can't believe you remembered the term.
I never, because I had to put time in
it's
this.
so unique as well.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's one of the things I remember because I remember. So, little behind the scenes here for our first ever podcast that was never released. It was about the Oscars.
For reasons we won't go into.
We won't go into the reasons.
You're not missing much.
No, you really aren't. And hopefully the tapes have all been destroyed.
My bits anyway.
Okay, fair enough. That's good enough. But I had to.
Yeah, they were all the worst bits. In other words.
yeah. I come out looking pretty squeaky clean in that. But I was looking into all the controversies, and one of the things Bohemian Rhapsody was bi erasure.
I looked into it after you brought that up in the first podcast as well.
So what it is the denying of bisexuality and sort of saying people are one or the other. They're either straight or homosexual, and especially in the media and in like modern times or whatever, people don't acknowledge the nuances of bisexuality, and that was one of the criticisms. But I didn't think that happened in the movie.
Well, the thing is, like, I don't think that happened, but the problem is he was fucking everything.
Yeah.
Everything and everyone. That's the true Freddie Mercury.
Totally.
Sacha Baron Cohen was originally supposed to play Freddie Mercury. For years he developed this as his passion project.
Yeah.
And he wanted to go nuts on it. He wanted to do exactly the way it was. He wanted to have these mad orgies. He was having cocaine-fueled orgies all the time.
Yeah.
And that's what killed him in the end. And yet we watched a movie about like a guy, even how he meets the band is so fictional.
Yeah.
Where he's just like, hey guys, that was a good gig. You looking for a lead singer? Hey, he sings this great note and they're like, whoa, well fucking we weren't, but now we fucking are. Like, you know.
Well, I don't know. I didn't even think the bi erasure thing was a thing because, you know, he was clearly in love with this girl.
Yes.
You know, and they make a good point of showing that she is like the one constant in his life that he always liked, and he was in love with her.
And he hated when she got into a relationship as well.
He was jealous of that. So I never understood
when he's alone,
that criticism.
he wants her to be alone. You know, that type of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He wants to be with her, but not be with her.
Yeah, of course.
And it was just I thought in. The one thing I wouldn't criticize that movie for is the bi erasure thing. I thought that wasn't the case.
It more just needed to acknowledge his over sexuality.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what, and the drugs that he was taking.
Totally.
Because like towards the end of his career, like that was what fueled him.
Yeah,
and there was none of that.
Well, until he got sick.
Yeah. Well, like there was the moment. The biggest thing was when they just. One morning he wakes up and they just look over and there's a table and there's like drug paraphernalia,
but you never
and
see
you're
him.
Like, oh, that's it. And then it goes on, you know. You're like, so he took drugs.
I think that was like the aftermath of like a party, and it like the camera's panning through and you see the drugs or whatever. But then in this movie, they have these great moments where they do it so much better. Where you know. It'll be this crazy thing and you sort of see the wilder side of it, and they do a great job of being like, okay, we're going to treat you like you were just on drugs. You saw this great musical performance where everything was going crazy. We're dropping you into a serious situation and you're not able for it, and neither was Elton, and so you're more in his headspace about it.
He literally says, I only seen this 2 days ago, he literally says, I've probably taken every drug known to man in it. Yeah. That's a part of it. Like he says
he's
that.
a cocaine addict. I remember that in the beginning. He doesn't say cocaine. He says, I'm a cocaine addict. Yeah.
He also takes around 50 pills in one scene.
Yeah. Fuck, he takes a lot of pills.
Let's go.
That's a great scene.
Yes.
Great scene.
And in the pool.
Yeah.
That's such a good scene.
It's all amazing. The build up to that, the bit beforehand, you know, and then the actual bit where he's taking the pills, and then when he goes into the water, all of that is so good.
And the music hits.
Yeah.
When I was watching this is how much I love this movie. When I was watching it, I was thinking in my head, we're watching a moment in time, a very important movie for two people.
Yeah.
Taron Egerton, this is like, excuse the pun, but his coming out party.
Yeah.
Like, this is where he's like, I can, okay, I've done comedy, I've done some voice acting, I've done action roles, but I can act.
And Eddie the Eagle.
Yeah, Eddie the Eagle, same director, which is the second.
Dexter Fletcher, isn't
Dexter
it?
Fletcher.
Dexter
That's the second important moment
Yeah.
for the second person. Is Dexter Fletcher. This is his coming out party where he's like, yo, because he stitched up Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, after Bryan Singer
went off the rails.
Away. Yeah, went off the rails. It was revealed what was on his rails, and people didn't like that.
No, but it wasn't just his background in
Kitty fiddling.
Stuff.
It was what was
Fiddle
it?
me this, Mr. Singer.
Yeah.
No, supposedly he's just a dick as well. He wasn't
really?
showing up to set. Like that's what was happening. The
Didn't know
producers
about
were
that.
directing scenes, you know.
Jesus, that's bad.
And he did the same thing on a bunch of X-Men movies. I think Apocalypse. He had like disputes with Fox, but obviously he's a talented director at the same time. But Dexter Fletcher came in 3 weeks towards the end to finish. Oh yeah, also Rami Malek was having serious arguments with Singer because he was just a dick.
Really?
The whole cast was not getting on with him.
That makes sense.
Yeah, he just didn't.
It was good. I wouldn't cast in. None of the problems I have with Bohemian Rhapsody come from the cast. I thought they were all great.
Rami Malek is great.
Yeah,
he really
totally.
is.
Not Oscar worthy, but great.
Yeah, of course. Where Taron Egerton.
Yeah, totally.
That movie could be, best musical and comedy, is not
Best musical and comedy.
That's
strange category.
I know.
Very strange.
But that should be in it.
Totally.
It's got a bit of both.
He definitely deserves a best actor nomination in my opinion.
He needs the nod. But when I was watching it, like I said that to my friend straight away after the movie. I was like, we just watched the start of Egerton's career. In a way, like his proper career. And the same with Dexter Fletcher. Like Dexter Fletcher's directed something like 4 or 5 movies, but they've all been really small.
Yeah.
Like Eddie the Eagle was kind of like his biggest one.
Yeah.
And that made like something like 50 million at the box office.
And apparently it's a good film. Never
Really
seen
good.
it. Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
Hugh Jackman
and Taron Egerton. Really nice movie. Like it's a feel good movie.
Wholesome.
And it's a great message because it's kind of about a guy who's not good at what he wants to be good at, and there's like acceptance and not unacceptance in a way. It's kind of like, oh, you're not good at that, you probably shouldn't do it because you're just not naturally good.
Yeah.
But then you're like, but who should tell me that,
Yeah,
maybe
totally.
I just want to be bad at it.
Yeah.
Like if I love singing, I'm gonna sing.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of the whole
an
point
important
behind
story that doesn't get noticed in Hollywood.
And when I was in Munich visiting my friend, he showed me where all the ski jumps were filmed.
Oh, cool.
Which was really cool. And I'd recently just seen the movie, so I was
those ski jumps, like when you see them in real life, they're so cool.
So scary.
So scary. So cool.
The TV doesn't really capture the height and distance that they're going.
The width, the height,
they're
all
flying.
of it. Yeah.
They're falling with style, as Buzz Lightyear would say.
Buzz Lightyear did.
But sorry, my whole point is just that, like, when I was watching the movie, I was like, this is an important movie.
Yeah, totally.
For those two individuals. Like,
and an important movie for the LGBTQ community, because you were saying apparently it's like the first gay sex scene that's
on a big budget Hollywood movie.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just a wide releasing movie.
Yeah.
A movie that was released around the world.
This is what I was confused is because you told me this like fact, and we were then like, but didn't Brokeback Mountain have stuff? Or maybe this is just the most overt, or I don't know.
Maybe the most graphic. Yeah.
But
either way, it should get applauded.
Totally
for that.
Yeah. It was good. It was a good scene.
It was, and it wasn't like, as two straight men, I wasn't like, oh, this is weird. Like, it's just
you're two straight men.
Yeah. Oh, I'm double straight.
You're double straight. Yeah. Okay.
Just to make sure.
Yeah, I'll take the single straight, and then we can be 3 straight men. Yeah, but
as a double straight man.
As a double straight man.
I'm a double straight man.
I'm a double straight man.
I don't walk on that side of the street. I don't even walk on that street.
I don't go near that street. I don't even look over there.
Okay, I've been on that street.
I've been on that street maybe a few times in college. You know where it is.
That don't mean nothing.
That don't mean nothing though. No, you're just fooling around, trying things out.
Yeah.
What am I talking about? Move on. Stop asking me questions. Where am I? Anyway, it was a good scene.
Yeah, it was. The whole movie is great though. Yeah.
And we were talking about casting. Richard Madden puts in a great performance.
He's my Bond.
Yeah.
He's my James Bond.
Yeah. I've been telling you about Richard Madden for a while, and you were kind of like, who's that person?
Game of Thrones. I was going to say James of Thrones.
James of Thrones. He will be. He will be. Yeah.
That's when I first kind of knew about him, Rob Stark.
Yeah.
So I never seen him before, and then The Bodyguard. I started watching that as well, which he's great in.
He's great in.
Really
but
good.
yeah, we were talking about it beforehand. He's kind of like a great pick for Bond. Scottish, so you have the Sean Connery, the sort of you going back to the Sean Connery.
His accent is so Scottish
it's
as well.
So good.
It's turned to 11, it's
good.
crazy.
I was actually, when I was watching Rocketman, I was like, I wonder if that guy is actually Scottish.
I thought the same thing.
And then I was like, I actually don't actually care, because
I wonder if he can do an American accent well.
He probably can, but I've never heard it.
Jared Butler's American accent is weird at times.
It's a bit iffy.
Have you ever seen Law Abiding Citizen, where he's like, hey, I'm Jared Butler, and I'm doing an American accent, and I sound really weedy, but I got these big, massive guns. It's so weird. I think he's better in Angel Has Fallen. No, not
Olympus.
Yeah, and then it was Angel Has Fallen is the third one.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Did you see the trailer?
No, I haven't.
It's so bad.
Shit.
It's not even paint by numbers anymore.
Is it, not to get too far ahead, but is it Rambo Last Blood bad?
I would say it's worse, because what's great is I read a review of the trailer where they were saying if you like the first two movies, you're gonna like this. It's pretty much on the same level. Mm-hmm. It's not. It's progressively getting crazier. So like, if you like the first movie, which I actually didn't hate, Antoine Fuqua directed it.
Yeah,
and he did Training Day. Yeah. He also did The Equalizer 1 and 2, which I wouldn't be too fond of. But either way, it's an alright movie. But then the second one, you're like, it's some random director that I've never heard of. And I'm like, this is a bit weirder. And then the trailer for the third one's batshit crazy. It's proper. It's like Rambo 1, 2, and 3. Like, if you ever watch Rambo 3, it's like he's in the woods and a guy's like, are you telling me if I send 100 men into those woods, they won't come out alive? And he's like, yes, that is what I'm telling you. You know,
that's his colonel, isn't
pretty
it?
Pretty much.
That's
but we got a tank. No, I'm still telling you that. Yeah, he'll fuck you up. Yeah.
Oh, right.
A few dock leaves and he's gonna fuck you up. You know, like
that's all it takes.
Yeah, it goes 18 where he's just building mad shit and all like that. Like, that's how ridiculous that movie is.
Right. Okay.
And I think they're going that same route with Angel Has Fallen.
All right. Well, Richard Madden has a great accent.
Rant over.
Yeah, rant over. Phew. I'm worried. That was approaching Game of Thrones level of ranting.
Yeah, where an hour later you're like, whoa, your hair's all
yeah, exactly.
Back
it's
from
like it's like in Back to the Future when Marty McFly turns all the amps up and then so flying back. That's exactly it.
That's it.
No, but he's a great choice. I think he should always do a Scottish accent in all of his movies.
He's got
now.
such a good accent.
Yeah, it's great.
I can hear the women sighing.
Oh, actually, this is what I forgot to say.
That was my sexy side.
There was a group of girls in front of us. This is how I know it was a great sex scene, right?
Right, okay.
Because there was a group of girls sitting in front of us when we saw it, and
strumming the shit out of themselves.
I was checking for cucumbers under the seats, but I didn't see any. But when Richard Madden came on, one of them goes, oh, Rob Stark. Exactly like that. Rob Stark. And then they sort of start, they start flirting with each other at the party. And then it got to the scene where just before the sex scene, and in front of me, I genuinely heard it go, ooh.
I love it.
It was like, oh. And then a pin could drop when the two of them were going at it among them. They were all like, they were sitting in front of me.
It's happening.
They were sitting in front of me.
Worlds are colliding.
And I've never seen people sit so still like this. Yeah. And then afterwards, there was kind of a collective like, kind of like a sigh or whatever. You know,
take a break.
Yeah,
time out.
They started lighting cigarettes after it.
Is that good for you?
Yeah, it was good for you too. Flicking it out over there. You know, I could go again.
What did he call it? An eclipse. It's like, don't look straight at the sun. You know,
exactly. But
burn your eyes.
Yeah. So clearly he's both of them. I mean, they're two very handsome men, despite that they shaved Taron Egerton's hairline back.
As we were saying before the podcast, you can still see that the guy goes to the gym.
Totally.
He did go to the gym for quite a while. He doesn't have the same frame as Elton John.
No, he's not as plump.
Yeah, plump, and then like with the skinny arms.
Yeah.
He looks like he could handle himself.
Yeah, definitely.
Even more so than when he's ripped, actually.
Yeah. He looks like a geezer.
He looks like a brawler.
Looks like a geezer.
Yeah.
Down the cut. What you say, mate? Yeah. You know?
You won't say that again, like sovereign
You
rings.
want some? You want some?
You want some?
You want some? Jay, do you want some? You never seen that video? Oh my god. I have to show you that afterwards. But yeah, he's great. And I was telling you that he is if we were going to recast the X-Men, which we will after Dark Phoenix bombs, I'm still holding out hope it won't
You
be
don't think
released.
it will be
It won't
released?
be released.
It's next week.
I know. But
Will they pull out?
Can you imagine if people like the reviews are in, it's so bad, and Fox is like, no one's going to see this,
Yeah.
and they just pull it.
Oh,
Boom.
what happened to that movie? What movie?
What movie?
What are you talking about? Stop lying.
Take it back and shoot him.
Yes.
He's talking about Dark Phoenix. But yeah, he would be my casting for Wolverine, Taron Egerton.
I'm so behind that.
Yeah.
After this movie as well, seeing him with a bit of weight on him.
Well, that's what I was thinking. He's
stubble.
It's the stubble. He already has the Wolverine stubble, which is the lack of a mustache or anything, but the kind of chin stubble.
Yeah,
and
I think he'd have to dye it though because he's ginger, isn't he?
No. In this, he's ginger. He's naturally brunette.
Blonde or something?
No, he's brunette.
Brunette, is he? Okay.
He's what
okay,
in,
cool.
in Kingsman, he's brunette. So that's his natural hair
I
color.
suppose, yeah.
So they would have to. They could either leave it that, or they could go dark or whatever. You know, it'd work either way. He's short. He's stocky.
Yeah.
He's broad as well, and it just I don't know. I think he'd be perfect casting.
So we've cast James Bond.
Yeah.
And now we've cast Wolverine.
Yeah, and now we need someone. What you need after that is you need someone who's a real tall, clean cut person to be Cyclops, and then that way you have the dynamic that you get in the comics between them, which is sort of a begrudging respect, but also kind of like I could fuck you up if I wanted to.
Glenn Howerton.
Glenn Howerton, that'd be interesting. I think he's a psychopath the whole time.
Yeah.
You will not go near Jean Grey. You won't, because she is mine.
And Jean Grey is so dependent on him.
Totally. Yeah. He has her dependent.
He Cyclopsed her.
He Cyclops her, yeah. Glenn Howerton would freak me out as
The
Cyclops.
Cyclops system.
Cast him as, oh man, who would I cast? If I was going to put him in an X-Men movie.
Evil genius. He has to be the evil genius.
Or even just someone who's just like twisted.
The Riddler.
Is the Riddler? Wow.
The Riddler.
Someone recently was cast as the Riddler. Someone wanted. There was some talk of someone playing
Josh
the Riddler.
Gad wants Penguin badly.
Yeah, I've heard that. He's not. I wouldn't cast him as Penguin. He's a bit too jokey.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but I think he could do it.
Maybe.
Have you seen him in Beauty and the Beast?
Yeah.
He's very good in that.
He is. He's very funny. That's the only live action Disney movie I've seen of the remakes, you know. But that's not true for you.
Yes.
Segue.
Review number 2 coming up.
Review number 2. By the way, we loved Rocketman. Go see it.
Yeah.
Review number 2, though.
I seen Aladdin.
You saw Aladdin.
And I liked it probably more than I should have liked it. It's not great.
Yeah.
But nostalgia took over.
Yeah.
I was like, the minute it hit Street Rat, I don't know the words, but I was like,
One jump.
whole new world.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, I had goosebumps. I couldn't help it.
Actually, funny enough, another thing about my Rocketman viewing experience, I was telling you, I was in my local cinema and they have premiere seats.
Yeah, you were saying this.
And they moved the premiere seats up 2 rows and like you pay extra for them or whatever. You know, I'm sure you've been to the cinema, you know about this sort of system.
The VIP treatment.
Yeah, but I was wondering why they weren't at the very back because that's where you normally sit. And then me and my friends sat at the back when we were watching the movie, and it's because you can hear the other movie through the wall, and I could hear Aladdin through the other wall.
Now, to clarify, Connor's local theatre is like a TV.
Yeah, pretty much.
In a room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They think IMAX is like, I don't know, the setting on their TV or something.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's like
you can see them hiring it up and lowering.
I put it to max. That's what it is, right?
That's it. Yeah. Turn up the volume. You can see the volume bar and all on the side as they do it, and they adjust the picture. But yeah, Aladdin.
Yeah. So I heard a bit of Aladdin, but I haven't actually seen the movie.
Will Smith is great as a genie.
Yeah.
I gave him so much shit coming up to it. He does look a bit weird at times, but he is actually one of the best things about the whole movie.
Yeah. I heard that live action Will Smith is great as a genie, but the second he turns blue and starts doing all that stuff is when it gets a bit iffy.
Honestly, only visually.
Okay.
I think it still works. I really do think it still works. And me and my friend went in and we were very cynical about it. We were going, here we go. Here's the big blue man group going on here. And like midway, you could tell we were both just kind of giving the knowing nod of like,
we're enjoying this.
This is good. And Will Smith is good. And I'd say he's the best thing about it.
And what about the other cast? Like
the other cast is really good. Like I really liked Naomi Scott. I know is the name of the female, but I don't. What's the name of the character she plays?
Jasmine.
I don't know the name of the he's a newcomer, the lead guy.
The Aladdin actor.
Yeah, I don't know the name of him.
He seems pretty cool. I've seen him in a few interviews.
Yeah, he's a great singer.
Oh, really?
Obviously, like, they have to be.
Yeah,
and
totally.
They all sang, like, they all properly sang. And some on-set singing, which also was in Rocketman.
Rocketman. That's another bonus for Rocketman, on-set singing.
You hear his voice breaking in certain emotional scenes, which you wouldn't get, obviously, if perfected it in the studio.
And the fact that it's Taron Egerton singing on all the recordings and not Elton John.
They re-recorded every song.
It's amazing.
So we were saying last week that when you watch bad CGI, it takes you out of the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you watch a musical where you can tell that it's not the lead actor's voice that's singing, it takes you out of the moment a bit.
It does.
Even though a lot of it was pre-recorded, you know it's Taron Egerton's voice, because you know his voice. Even though he's still doing an impression of Elton John and it's spot on, you still know it's his voice.
It's his voice.
It helps.
It does. It really does. It really adds to the whole thing.
It's very authentic.
Yeah. In our Aladdin review, we ended up talking about Rocketman. That's how much we like it.
That's how much we liked it, yeah.
Yeah, but they make a few changes in Aladdin, I heard. Yeah,
the ending. It's very what would you say? It's definitely not sexist. Like, they were trying to move away from that. I did not know the original was. They wrote an original song for Jasmine in it,
which I haven't heard.
Do you know what? The song is not a bad song.
Yeah,
but it's like a Lady Gaga song in this perfect musical where as a musician, like the music is so intricate and cool, and the melodies are constantly changing, and the keys and all like that. And then you got a Lady Gaga song,
right?
And it's jarring. You're kind of going, "Oh, here's the big chorus," you know, and it hits. It's called Speechless. She won't be speechless. Like, she's gonna have a voice. Mm-hmm. And it's actually written by the guys who did La La Land, and I love La La Land.
So do I.
But it just doesn't fit in for me. Like, both me and my mate were like, that can't be. That wasn't in the original. Mm-hmm. And then it sang twice in the film.
Oh, really?
And we were like, yeah, no. The second time we're like, 100%, this is not in the original movie.
Yeah, I heard they cut Jafar's song, because in the original, Jafar
does he have a song? It's been so long since I watched it.
He doesn't have his own song, but what he does is he sings Prince Ali again, but it's making fun of Aladdin. He does like a reprise. Is that what it is? A reprise?
Yeah,
reprise? That's what it's called?
Yeah.
Reprise? And it's when he gets his powers in it, and he's just making fun of Aladdin while he's doing the thing.
Oh,
you
cool.
know?
Like, it's been so long since I've seen it. Yeah, that took me out of it a bit, where I was like,
I'm interested to listen to it anyway.
No, it's not a bad song. Like, in La La Land, it would work. In Frozen, it would really work.
Yeah.
It's like listening to Let It Go. Mm-hmm. Like, it's a pop song music. It's like a musical pop song.
Interesting.
It's different than like a usual musical. The melody's jumping all over the place, and it really stuck out to me. Okay. Anyway. And also it kind of hits home too much that we're not misogynist. Disney, we're not a misogynist company, you know, like she really didn't, like, I won't ruin the ending, but she is a lot more involved than the original.
Okay.
It's just too much. Overall though, nostalgia won.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed the movie.
Okay. That's interesting.
I have some facts though that I looked up afterwards.
Oh yeah?
So there was a fair bit of controversy.
Because?
Supposedly the producers and the production team had to paint some Caucasian people brown.
No, they didn't. In this movie.
And so some extras were painted brown to look Middle Eastern.
Oh my God. So there was brown face.
There was brown face. And people, or if you want to be a dick, there was sand face. That's what people would say. So, like, people went crazy, and they were giving out, and Disney came out and tried to fight back, saying it was only stuntmen that it was done on, because they needed some people. Okay, I think that's a fair point.
Yeah, totally.
But I don't believe him. I bet that's not the full story. I say there was a limited amount. Like, I'm sure if you looked hard enough, there's a lot of Middle Eastern stunt
actors,
stuntmen, and stunt women. Yeah. But I can.
They probably don't do a lot of work with Guy Ritchie.
Yeah,
they're probably not around his neck of the woods.
I don't even know where it was filmed. It was probably filmed in England or some shit like that. You know, some studio lot. But either way, that was a big controversial thing.
Wow, I can't believe I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, me too.
It's crazy.
So the
I thought the main controversy from this movie was that Jafar was too hot. That was what I
Jafar
heard.
was too hot.
The fact that the actor who's playing Jafar is like a good-looking guy, people were
He's
like,
way too young as well.
Oh yeah,
he's way too young for it. Like, he looks like he's maybe 30 to 40. Like, I always expected Jafar to be like almost like 60. You know, like this old creepy guy. He's got his walking stick. Well, it's like a cane.
It's a staff.
A staff. Sorry, yes, you're right.
With the serpent on top.
But a staff, you just think of the old wizard. You know, like it's a staff, and he's way too young to play him. Even though the actor's quite good in it.
Yeah.
But there's also another controversy, more like whitewashing. There's actually two more bits.
Oh wow.
So Naomi Scott, who was Jasmine in it, she comes from Ugandan descent. Her mother is Ugandan and her father's English. So loads of people went crazy. Now, I don't agree with this one.
What?
So
Why?
they wanted someone, like all the fans, well, not all the fans, but all the keyboard warriors, everyone who's on Twitter, like, hashtag whatever. They hated that this girl was not Middle Eastern or Indian. Like her mother came from Uganda, and the other half of her father is English. So she's kind of like mixed race and not at all the kind of race
that
they wanted.
That is so, like...
They were calling them colorist.
Oh my god.
That's what they were saying. So that's my new term that I learned. So if you're a colorist, it's like seeing a black man and thinking, well, he's clearly African when he could be from Jamaica, Mediterranean, you know, the same thing. But at the same time, I think a guy from Jamaica in a film can technically play a man from Africa, you know, and just do an accent. Just the way...
Well, hang on. Perfect point. Vikings is constantly coming to Ireland looking for actors to play Norwegian people.
Yes.
And that's white people playing
white people.
Another white people, but they're just Norwegian.
Yeah, a different part of the world.
I'm sorry.
Leonardo DiCaprio plays South African in Blood Diamond.
In Blood Diamond, yeah.
You know, but he's not South African.
No, but I don't know.
And that's trying to get it even... I'm just trying to find something that's further away, you know?
Yeah, but people probably had a problem with that as well.
Probably.
They're like, why don't you get a South African actor to do it? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just, I just find that so strange. I feel like that is so, like, it goes against inclusivity when you're like, okay, cool. So if you're doing an Aladdin movie, you know, all these people need to be Middle Eastern or whatever, or in the range of their...
understand face painting people
makes
to
sense.
Look like that.
Face painting people,
fair
wrong.
Enough.
Can't have white people. Even though, do you know who the Aladdin design in the cartoon is based on?
No.
Tom Cruise. Aladdin is animated.
I can see that.
Aladdin was animated to look like Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise is the man.
He is. So technically speaking, in the live action movie, it should be a young Tom Cruise.
Young Tom Cruise.
It should be.
He looks around 30 now anyway.
Yeah, it's true.
Throw him in there.
It should be Cocktails era Tom Cruise.
Him doing the parkour.
Yeah, it'd be
I'm
perfect.
sold.
He'd love it.
I'm sold.
Him and Guy Ritchie working
break
together.
Both his ankles.
He would. Guy Ritchie and him would have a blast together.
Yes, totally.
Yeah, we love Tom Cruise on this show. I think every episode we talk about how much we love him. But anyway, I totally get that you should cast these people. It makes absolutely perfect sense to me. But to be like, you need to be even more specific in where you cast them from.
Yes.
To me, that's anti-exclusive. Whereas, why don't you get multiple actors like who can play different roles or whatever, and you know, if their background is, I don't know how to put it.
It's so
you know?
awkward. It's an awkward thing to even talk about. But how I would even think of it, the way you're explaining it.
Yeah.
You know, have you ever seen Battleship? Sadly, I did.
No.
It's terrible. Liam Neeson just put his name on it. He's in like the first 5 minutes and then he's dead.
Rihanna's in it. I know.
Yeah,
that
Rihanna's
much.
in it. Here, this is how bad it is.
Yeah.
Rihanna's acting is not the worst thing about that movie.
Oh, interesting.
She's bad though.
Oh,
it's just that the movie is awful. But there's not a paraplegic, an amputee in it.
Okay.
And it's a real guy who's an amputee. He's a shit actor.
Oh no.
Terrible. He's one of the worst things about it. He's a dick in it as well.
Oh really?
But you're like, but he's a real amputee, and that's the whole thing. Is like, we didn't CGI it up. There's no guy with a green sock on. You know, he's a real amputee. But like, what war did he lose the leg in?
Yeah.
Did he lose the leg in Iraq?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
but no. In the movie, he didn't lose his leg in Iraq. He lost it in a different.
So you didn't hire someone who's an Iraqi war veteran.
Yeah, even though he looks like he could have lost it anywhere.
Yeah.
He could have lost it in a boating accident. You know.
Yeah.
Oh well, the jet ski hit me.
Yeah.
You know. So I know. I'm just trying to make your point in a way like.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
where do we
We got to draw the line.
Like,
That's exactly casting for every movie should be number one. You shouldn't cast people depending on their color of the skin. You shouldn't cast someone depending on, unless of course it's an Aladdin movie.
I'm gonna say that I think 60% of the time blackface shouldn't be used.
Yeah, 60% of the time it's wrong.
Yeah. I'm leaning towards it being
unless
a
used for comedy.
Only people who can use it is It's Always Sunny.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, exactly. Yeah,
where it starts washing off.
Pretty much, yeah. In the shower scene.
Lethal Weapon 5, is it?
6. The shower scene is Lethal Weapon 6. Yeah,
it's amazing.
It is.
And it's like a real black guy at one point.
Yeah.
And it's a real buff black dude.
Oh, there is in it. Yeah.
And then it turns to Mac,
and he's Mac, and he's the guy. Yeah. No, because that's one of the. Scenes.
Just to give some context. It's Always Sunny. If you haven't seen the show,
oh my god, watch
all
it.
the white, they're all white in it, and they do a Lethal Weapon, and one of the guys, instead of just being like a white guy, does the Danny Glover character. Riggs, is that his name? Oh no, Riggs.
No, Murtaugh.
It's Murtaugh and Riggs. And he does blackface, and it's hilarious because it's so offensive that it's but they're blatantly being offensive and making fun of it.
Well, the joke in the episode is that they can't decide whether blackface is bad
or not,
because they're like, Laurence Olivier did blackface and it was cool and all this other stuff, and they do Lethal Weapon. They do a Lethal Weapon remake. They make it themselves, and the two lead guys switch roles halfway through.
So you go blackface and then switch. One's white all of a sudden.
One of them does a great Murtaugh impression, but only does the mustache and doesn't do the blackface.
Yes.
And the other one is like, well, we have to do blackface, and does the most offensive blackface, like goes so far out.
While Glenn Howerton can't stop doing an Australian accent, even though Mel Gibson's not supposed to be Australian in the movie.
He does Mel Gibson's Australian accent, even though he's not Australian in the movie
and
at all.
And they play basketball at one point, and there's a real athletic black man doing like a slam dunk, and then it cuts back to
Mac, who is doing it.
Rob McElhenney.
Yeah, it's a great. Everyone should watch Always Sunny.
But I'm against blackface.
Yes, perfect.
So either way, back to Aladdin.
Anyway,
but here Naomi Scott. Mm-hmm. I thought she was from Indian descent watching the movie because they put her in that setting. I was just like, she's Middle Eastern. Like, I knew she was English. I knew that. I've seen her in interviews, but I thought like both her parents were probably from India or from some Middle Eastern country. There was no point where I went, no way, she's mixed race and all like that. Like I didn't. Okay, I wouldn't have known.
Here's another Disney example. They're remaking Mulan. Mulan is Japanese, isn't it? Mulan is Japan, or is it China? No, it's China. Sorry,
it's
China because she's trying to stop the Mongols. Isn't she? It's Chinese. It is Chinese.
Do you want me to look it up?
I'm 90% sure Mulan is Chinese.
Well, I'm 60% sure that it's
Eddie Murphy
Chinese.
is not Chinese, and he plays a dragon in it. That's my Eddie Murphy laugh. Hey, Mulan, what are you doing, Mulan? The people be burning. Cut that out. No, don't cut that out. It's fine. You can leave that in. It's a bad Eddie Murphy impression. Why'd you just Google Chinese?
Because I was listening to you.
Oh my god, why did you just Google Chinese? And why is the first one called Xuan City? Xuan City. That's even more racist than what I just did.
Roundabout Chinese takeaway.
Roundabout, as in like what? It's, you know.
I think it's up at the roundabout, but it does sound like, hey, we're roundabout
the Chinese takeaway. Yeah. And then
you can get fish and chips here too.
And then there's the Regret Palace.
I can't believe I just looked up Chinese.
You just Google Chinese. And why are you going to just put in the search bar Mulan? Is Mulan Chinese?
I'll just do Mulan.
Mulan Chinese. There you go.
Yeah, so
it is Chinese.
Surely it is.
Okay, thank God. Oh fuck, another restaurant. God damn it. God damn it.
But here, do you want to know the final bit of controversy? Again with the whole racial...
Well, I didn't finish making my Mulan point. We got distracted.
Sorry, what was it? No. Eddie Murphy?
No, Eddie Murphy has nothing to do with it. I got distracted.
He's not a dragon. That's what you're trying to say.
He's not in it as a dragon. I'm just saying Mulan, like most of those actors are probably going to be Asian American, or maybe they are going to be from Asian cinema. That's like saying that someone who is a Korean actor couldn't play someone in Mulan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if someone who was Japanese couldn't play someone in Mulan, they would have to be Chinese actors.
It's also the same with, like, if you think of Caucasian actors.
Yeah.
Like, they switch all the time. Sure,
Arnold Schwarzenegger has played 50 million American dudes.
no, he's played an Austrian. Well, he's played an American with an Austrian actor in every movie he's ever done.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what he's done.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say is Hugh Jackman's not American.
No, it's true. He's Australian.
He's Australian.
Yeah.
That's the other side of the world.
Yeah. How many average American guys has he played?
How many roles has he played where he's Australian? Oh, same with Mel Gibson. We're only talking about him being...
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
I don't know.
People know him. Christian Bale, is he Welsh?
He's English.
He's English?
He's just English, yeah.
Yeah, just English.
Only English.
Why is Welsh like English plus?
I don't know. I think
well, people wouldn't like me saying
Taron
that.
Egerton's Welsh.
Is he?
Yeah, he is, yeah. He's from like the town with the really long name. You know in Wales they have their own language. They speak Welsh, obviously. They're like all vowels.
The town with the really long name.
There's like a town in Wales that's like or something like that, and it's just this huge long name, and that's where he's from. So, anyway, but yeah, maybe we're missing the point of that, but I feel like we nailed it.
Yes, we did. Do you want to hear the final?
Yes,
bit of
final controversy.
So again, with it's all about race. So there's one new role that was written.
Okay.
And it was a white role, pretty
Oh.
much. So a white male played this new role, and people lost their shit.
Who was it?
It's the funny guy from Game Night.
I heard about it. He's some prince. He's some visiting prince.
It's a minor role, and he's a doofus in it. He's like this idiot prince that wants to marry her.
I really like that guy.
He's so funny in it. Fight Club. There's a Fight Club. That guy.
Fight Club. Oh my god, there's a Fight Club.
Game Night guy. He's in a few things, but I can never really place him except for Game Night. Me and my mate, for 10 minutes straight, we're like, what's the movie that he's in? We know him. We know he's really good in some movie. Yeah. And then eventually,
when he's sliding the money across in Game Night?
It's like $5.
Yeah, and then he's like a $1. And it's just...
and then he's out.
Yeah, and then he's out. I don't know anymore.
I love the Irish actress in that.
She's Sharon
Horgan, is it?
Horgan?
Horgan.
She's great.
She's sexy.
She's so fit.
She's like nearly 50.
I know. She looks great. She looks so good.
Yeah.
She does that show Catastrophe.
Yes, it's supposed to be great.
It is. It's meant to be great. Carrie Fisher was in that show.
Really?
She played the American guy's mom in the show.
No way.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. My mum watched it. I've watched one episode with her and I loved it. So
oh, cool.
I need to watch more of it.
It's on Amazon. I must give it a go.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that that actor who's in Game Night, I don't know his name, but he plays in a new original role.
Yeah.
And it's a white man.
Yeah.
And people lost their shit. Now I'm not 100% sure, but I can't think of any other white guy in the whole film. Oh, at least main role.
Yeah.
At least main role. Like.
Yeah. And he's a side character as well.
Yeah, but he's really small. Like he's only in it like kind of at the start and at the end.
Yeah.
That's it. And he's an idiot in it, and he's quite funny.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's like a visiting prince.
Yeah, he's visiting from another town.
You're allowed to be whatever race, in my mind.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's an interesting one to get upset about. Maybe people feel like they should have
said it's whitewashing.
Well, I don't know if it's...
Is it whitewashing with one white guy?
I don't know if it's whitewashing. Maybe
that's what I read. That
if people said they could have looked for a Middle Eastern actor to play that role, maybe I agree with that. But at the same time, for such a minor role, it's the only character. He's a visiting prince who could be from anywhere. It's not in my mind, it's not a big deal. But I understand, but respectfully say no to the controversy. That's my opinion.
I honestly think it's full on bullshit. I don't respectfully say anything.
Okay, I disrespectfully say no to the controversy. You're overreacting. That's in my opinion. You're overreacting. I
think it's really like one guy, and also he's an idiot in it. It's not like they gave like this super important new role.
Totally.
Like okay, we have this massive character that we're after shoehorning, horning into the film. And by the way, he's white and he has like such a pivotal role in the entire movie. You'd be like, yeah, guys, come on. Like you're trying to sell it to the Western audience. Like they're going to show up as Aladdin and Will Smith is in it, but it's not like that at all. And he's just a doofus. I never even thought when I read about it, I was like, who are they talking about? Because I forgot he was in it.
Yeah. There you are. That says it all.
And he's good in it. I'm not taking anything away from his performance, but he's such a minute character.
Yeah.
That when I was reading, I was like, who's that? And I had to click into the name and go, oh yeah, he was in it.
One of the things about like casting like that, I agree with it sometimes. One of the examples I always go to is and this movie didn't turn out very well, but the new Hellboy movie. Do you remember Ed Skrein was meant to be playing that guy's character, and he was originally casted and is in the comic. It's an Asian character, so he was like, you know what, I'm stepping down.
Yeah,
you should get an Asian actor for this. That totally makes sense to me.
Also, he just missed the firing squad of
he
the fan backlash from just the quality of the movie.
Yeah, dodged a bullet with that one.
You haven't seen that, have you?
No, not yet. I'm waiting for it to be free.
Yeah, true. It's shit.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
I was so hyped for that.
So was I.
Yeah.
Really excited.
And they should have cast a red man for that.
They should have. Yeah, they should have cast a real child of Satan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just get Mel Gibson really angry, show him loads of pictures of Jews, and then boom, he's red enough
for it. By the way, David Harbour was clearly so good as getting in all that makeup that now there's rumors that he's going to be the Thing in Marvel.
Yes.
Which I think is not bad casting at all.
Not at all. It's a shame though that, like, you know,
it's a shame Hellboy didn't work.
Hellboy, yeah. I'm still looking at the ashes of that movie.
The Thing is a pretty cool character, like pretty pivotal. Like he's actually really interesting and it's not a bad role at all. Especially if we get the John Krasinski, Emily Blunt, Mr. Fantastic, and Invisible Woman. The only one left is Johnny Storm, and I've no real. You can cast anyone as that, in my opinion. I don't know. He's not a huge character, but we should move on from our reviews. Do you want to check in the box office, or will we go straight to news, or will we?
How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling box office because we didn't do it last week.
Yeah. We'll run through it.
Yeah, we'll quickly just give.
Let me just Google Chinese for a second.
Yeah, you Google Chinese. Yeah. By the way, bookmark Mulan Chinese because I'm pretty hungry. So bookmark that for later.
So it looks like Godzilla is doing all right, but
it's not in the top box office.
Well, it's because it's just it's previews.
Oh, is it? All right.
Yeah. So it's not fully out yet. But let's have a look. See, Aladdin. Brightburn came out in America as well. That's not out here yet.
It didn't get great reviews.
Quiz time.
Yeah.
It got good though. Middle of the road. Like,
middle of the road.
60 or over.
I heard. Excuse me. I heard that it lacks. Like they could have done a lot with the idea of a bad Superman, of an evil Superman. Like they, as a young child, you know, they could have really done a lot, and they sort of shy away from it, and they just sort of go, he's crazy. They don't put any nuance into it.
Yeah, I get you.
Which is what I was looking for. Really.
Did you know James Gunn didn't write it?
Did you not?
No.
I thought he wrote it.
No, I thought he wrote it too. He's producing it, and like two people with Gunn at the end of with two surnames, like Gunn for their surname. Mm-hmm. They wrote it, and I think they're like his cousins or something like that. Yeah.
Didn't know that at all.
I was looking at the poster, and I was like...
Produced?
He produced it.
Crazy.
And he didn't write it, though.
Did you see the article that came out, and he talks about the Disney thing and everything that happened?
I just vaguely... I ran over it.
Read the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's a great article.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, it is. He's so... Like, he's awesome.
I seen him saying, like, he thought he'd never work again and shit like that.
No, it was... He doesn't go into that too much. He's actually, like... It's a super interesting read. Everyone should read it if you were in any way interested in that controversy. Right. You know, he just seems like it. From what I gathered, it was a higher up decision in Disney, and there was a lot of sympathy from pretty much everyone behind the scenes.
Kevin Feige supposedly like fought in his corner.
Yeah, that was the thing where people were like, you know, it's not that bad. Like
relax.
He was really, and he was actually. He says he's never been like the outcry from the fans and then the people working on it, like the Guardians. He was amazed by it.
Dave Bautista had his back all the way.
It's a pity Dave Bautista is, in my opinion, making a lot of poor decisions in what he's acting in at the moment.
But no, he's in Dune.
He's in Dune, yeah,
and that's
which is
supposed
good.
To be like a two-parter.
Yeah.
Denis Villeneuve, the guy who did Blade Runner
2049.
2049 is doing it.
And Arrival. Didn't he do Arrival?
He did do Arrival, yes, and Prisoners.
And Prisoners, yeah. 3 movies that are amazing.
Awesome.
So good.
So he's working with him now.
Which is a good choice.
And I think he has something else coming out that's good. But here, I was going to ask you, how much do you think it costs for Brightburn to be made? So Pikachu was the last time I asked you this question, and it was 150 million.
150 million.
Because I asked him that question because it blew my mind.
Yeah, that seems like a lot. And then you were saying Elton Rocketman took 50 million.
I think it cost 40.
40 million.
I'll double check, but I'm nearly sure it's 40, maybe 50.
Yeah. So I would say Brightburn would have to be higher than Rocketman. Yes.
Not giving you anything.
Okay. And it'll be less than Detective Pikachu, I would hope. So 70 million.
You are so off.
Oh, really?
Yes.
How much did it cost?
So off.
Oh, so it's like we're talking low horror movie budget?
Multiples, like I could multiply it here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like 10 million? No?
6 million.
6 million?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So it doesn't need to make much to be successful.
Jesus.
I was shocked at how little the budget was. 6 million.
My head for budgets is so terrible.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit, he's going really high
Yeah,
here.
I need to.
70 million.
Okay, over the course of the show, I will get better at it.
Well, here, Pikachu should never have been 150. Like I was saying it to you, but I'm saying why I asked you that is because I was shocked at that as well. I was like, whoa, 6 million.
6 million. That's crazy.
Yeah. Even
so
with
double that for marketing, so 12 million.
Yeah.
Total.
Well, like I'm sure with those movies, it's not the same though. Like
No.
I'm sure it could have been 20 million for marketing, you know, as well. So it could have been like 26 million.
Yeah.
But still, like it doesn't need to make that much.
No.
Like if that makes 100 million, which
Yeah.
it's probably not going to make because it didn't do that well.
No.
But if it did make 100 million, it'd be a huge success.
Yeah,
Make 60 million.
I didn't factor in the horror movie elements. It's
Yeah.
my own fact about horror movies.
Still 6 million. Like when you think like La Lorena. Say it.
La Lorena.
That's like when when Richard Madden came on the screen, you know, for those girls. That's what I get when you say that.
I can't do a Richard Madden. Does he have any pivotal lines in Rocketman? I could do.
Fuck you real hard.
I don't think he says that. I don't remember
Said
that.
that in my
I'm
head.
gonna fuck you real hard. I'm gonna fuck you real hard. Do you love me, Elton? Do you?
Whoa.
Do you love me? Yeah, that's not very good. It's more Shrek than Richard Madden.
Whoa. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Fucking Shrek would fuck you up.
He would.
With
Budget.
The old green dick on him.
Yeah. Avengers is getting close to. It's nearly 2.7.
Oh, I forgot to clarify. So 2 episodes ago, I said that I read an article saying that Avengers Endgame was going to surpass
Avatar
told me
about this,
by Monday. And this was 2 weeks ago. I read the article wrong. It was talking about the domestic gross. So it was talking about just the American gross. And it did do that. I think it's the second highest ever. And it's like the second or third film to ever pass 800 million at the domestic box office.
But you had egg on your face, pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, serious egg.
I'm still embarrassed by it. Like, don't look at me.
You were meant to say it last week as well. You told me.
I know, but I totally forgot. We didn't even do box office.
Didn't even do box office. That's why we're doing it this week.
Box office beatdown.
Yeah.
So, the Avengers Endgame is so close now. It's less than 100 million away. But we were talking about this. I think it's going to take Spider-Man
to
Far
push
From
it.
Home.
You know what? Seeing that it's less than 100 million away now, I think just coming up to Far From Home, it might have beat it.
Oh, I don't know.
Because Far From Home's July, isn't it?
It's July, but like it's just going into June now.
I know, but that's what I mean. Like there's a whole month for it to get ahead. I think it will have just pipped Avatar by then, and Far From Home will give it the push to get it to my original thing, 3 billion.
It's not making 3 billion.
Yes, it is.
It's not making 2.9 billion as well.
It's 3 billion. I'm saying it now.
Here's the thing, though. All of that you're saying, it's now third in the box office, so it's falling. Like John Wick is much lower, is above it. You know.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's gonna struggle. It's like it's not gonna be a clear winner. You know.
Yeah.
Like it's going to be a finish line photo.
It's gonna be interesting. It's a much more. There's much more nuance to this.
Drama to it now.
Yeah, there is. There's much more nuance and drama to this box office prediction than I originally thought.
Yeah.
I love it.
So yeah,
so that's kind of our check-in. Is there anything other interesting?
John Wick is now officially the highest grossing John Wick movie.
Sweet.
And it's only like 2 weeks in, so you know.
I was just saying they have to up against Mission Impossible.
Which Rogue Nation is that?
That's
that
Rogue
one?
Nation, yeah.
Which is a great comparison because Rogue Nation made over 200 million domestically, and I don't think John Wick will make over 200 million. But even if it makes 150 million, that's great for that movie.
Confession time: Rogue Nation is the only one I haven't seen.
And I was saying to you last week, I have it on Blu-ray behind you.
I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it this
it's
week.
Here somewhere.
Okay, I'm going to steal it. You've let me have it, but I'm going to steal it anyway.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. What are you doing? Oh, there we go. Boom. Look at that.
The transaction is official.
Available now on Blu-ray, ladies and gentlemen. Mission Impossible Rogue Nation.
If only we were getting paid for that endorsement.
If only. Damn.
Tom Cruise could pay us from his own pocket.
Ilsa's legs. She in that dress.
Oh my god. I'm in love with Rebecca Ferguson.
Yeah,
honestly.
Same. Yeah.
You know, she was a model before. She was an actress.
Not surprised. Not surprised at all.
That makes sense. Have you seen her in... What's that movie she did with Jake Gyllenhaal? Life. Have you ever seen Life?
No. Oh, she's in Life. That's the Ryan Reynolds ones as well.
Ryan Reynolds, Jake Gyllenhaal, and Rebecca Ferguson.
Oh, dude, I should watch that movie.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Yeah. Oh, really?
And,
okay, I'm going to check it out.
I watched it with my girlfriend, and it's a sci-fi movie. She's not really into it.
Yeah.
She liked it. Now, it's around 50% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to know what you think.
I'm interested.
It's very Alien-esque.
Yeah.
Like, it's very, like, original Alien.
I'm normally more forgiving of movies if I enjoy the performances. You know?
Yeah,
like,
they're really good in it.
Okay, that normally can carry me through a bad movie. You know, if I'm enjoying the performances, I can sort of move away from the plot.
You don't get to see enough of her though, because she's all in like space stuff.
Suits. Yeah,
Not like Sandra Bullock though.
No,
in Gravity,
in
where
Gravity,
we get
everything. You see pretty much everything on Sandra Bullock. Do you know Jake Gyllenhaal and Ryan Reynolds are now like super good friends after making that movie? The two of them. Have you ever seen the interviews that they did for like the promos for it?
No.
They are having the best time in the world.
That's cool.
And the two of them are great friends. So much so that I predicted Jake Gyllenhaal cameo in Deadpool, the next Deadpool movie.
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe he'll be playing Mysterio in the next Deadpool movie.
Well, he'd have to be.
Yeah.
Like if he's in it.
Or
now,
would he have to be? For Deadpool, he could do a Brad Pitt in it and just be Vanisher or something.
Yeah, but now that Deadpool's a part of MCU.
Jake Gyllenhaal could do a different voice. Could just be the voice of someone or something.
Well, if he's a voice, yeah, sure.
He could be something. He could play. So there's these Deadpool. There's a Deadpool comic, and it's the multiple versions of Deadpool come from different realities. So there's Ladypool, Dogpool, Headpool, which is Deadpool's just severed head.
I like
who's
it.
a cannibal.
Does he use his tongue to get around?
He does, and he also has a little helicopter thing that like takes him around.
Sweet.
And then there's multiple Deadpools, but those are like the main
dirt
ones.
All day.
He's pretty much like scraping his head, so he could voice like Dogpool or something, and it'd be, I don't know.
Oh, why not?
Yeah, why not?
Or even like someone just ringing up Devinder, is that the name?
Yeah, Darpinder
to order like a taxi or something like that.
Yeah.
He's like, what the fuck? Or giving him a bad review or some shit like that. We should move on to some news. So that's the box office.
We'll go through some news.
Our favorite trailer of the week. You already touched on it.
We did, yeah. Our favorite, ironically, our favorite trailer of the week is the Rambo Last Blood trailer.
He's back.
He's back, ladies and gentlemen. You didn't ask for it, and neither did he, but he is back.
Well, I say he did ask for it.
Oh, are we talking about Rambo or are we talking about Sylvester Stallone?
Oh, sorry, Sylvester Stallone.
Rambo didn't want to come back.
Rambo is sick of this shit.
Yeah, he
Rambo's
has
like,
to be.
Just let me live. Let me be a farmer, because now he's into farming, by the way.
So
he's on a ranch.
He's on a ranch. Yeah.
Yeah, he's really into horse riding.
This trailer
and sharpening knives
and Old Town Road
and beating up Mexicans from the looks of it.
This trailer is so out of touch. It's insane.
Back to the 80s again.
It's like, it's not. We watched the trailer for a movie from the 80s earlier, and it was pretty similar to this.
Yes, and also the last scene in it looks like the ending of the movie.
Yeah,
where we're like
pretty much.
We're convinced he dies at the end.
Yeah, we think he dies at the end, and I'm 90% sure they show that in the trailer.
And it's obviously when you watch it, because I'm so gonna watch this movie, by the way, even though I'm hating on it.
I probably won't.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna see it in the cinema. Hopefully, it could be out in a week. It's like,
hopefully.
Rambo is here. Okay, no one wants to watch it. Rambo's not here. It's like that week. Just
they're gonna do a Dark Phoenix on
that flashbang of a movie, and it's gone.
And it's gone.
You're stunned. Oh, it's here. And it's gone.
It's like that thing in South Park. Okay, we're just gonna move your money around to a few mutual funds, exactly, and it's gone.
And it's gone. That's Rambo.
Where'd my money go?
Yeah.
Where'd Rambo go? He's gone.
Oh no, he's dead.
He's gone.
He's dead. See, he died.
Yeah, they're going for the Logan vibe. It's just, what were you gonna say? Sorry.
I was gonna say that I think the ending when he dies is gonna be, in their minds, super poignant.
Yeah.
And then Sylvester Stallone's gonna tweet, he's gonna Instagram saying goodbye to the character, you've been good to me. If he does that for Rocky, I'd be like, which I think he did do that. I think he said that Creed 2 was the last time he played him.
Oh, really?
He probably said that around 50 times.
Yeah.
He's like the BJ Penn of film. BJ Penn is a mixed martial artist who's retired like 50 times,
Oh, okay.
you know, like, and he just keeps losing. That's like Sylvester Stallone. He's
Right.
like, and I'm back again. I'm Rambo again.
Yeah, but Sylvester Stallone wins every now and again. He gets like an Expendables or a Creed or something.
He does, yeah.
And then his confidence gets back up.
So he keeps making that same.
And then he'll make a Rambo Last Blood and it'll get knocked down again.
I wonder if this makes money.
This trailer is so out of touch with the Old Town Road thing, with what people want to see in a Rambo
There's
movie.
still a built-in audience. That's the thing.
It's so strange.
No, I don't know to what extent. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, when I say built-in audience, I mean like Jean-Claude Van Damme kind of built-in audience, where there's these old geezers who are
80s
like,
action.
I want to see Rocky, you know.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
But at the same time, it's not as if it's going to make $1 billion or even. Will it make 200 million at the box office?
I don't know. I really don't know. Probably not.
Yeah.
It's not going to make John Wick money anyway. I can tell you that much.
Oh no! And John Wick's. Do you know? Here, you actually said on the last podcast. I was editing the podcast and I realized you're like, John Wick, comes out again, makes a ton of money. John Wick doesn't make a ton of money.
Oh, does it not?
It just makes this steady income, and that's what I love about this,
really?
franchise as well. It wasn't like this boom out the gate massive movie. Like the first movie cost 20 million to make. How much do you think it made?
120 million.
It didn't make 90 million.
No.
Worldwide.
Really?
But the fans loved it.
That movie is beloved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fans loved it. I bet the DVD sales were huge.
Yeah.
The digital release and all like that. And that's what I love about that movie. Like,
Totally.
it's the fans that got the sequel made.
Yeah.
Sequel gets made, doesn't clear 200 million.
What?
They doubled the budget. So obviously, I think it's Lionsgate.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, okay, people love this. This next film's going to make a shit ton of money. They doubled the budget, even though it only made like 88 million, I think the original did worldwide.
Crazy.
They doubled it to 40 million. So if you think that the last movie made 88 million and you're putting the budget at 40 million, nearly half your income from the last one, and then it went on to make like 170 million. So
Wow.
like they did the right thing.
Totally.
But still didn't even clear 200 million. And
This one will clear.
This one will clear.
Yeah.
And I read, now it's not confirmed, that it was a 75 million budget. So obviously Lionsgate are like, we just love these movies.
Totally.
Fans love these movies. None of them are box office smashes.
We
None
were
of them.
we were saying, in terms of a consistent action trilogy, John Wick is like,
Yes.
pretty, like, not middle of the road, where like,
It's like the Toy Story of action movies.
exactly, it's
You're
like
oh shit, they did it again.
every movie is good to great in its own way, you know.
I can't wait for you to see it.
Yeah, I was meant to see it. There was the thing. I was meant to see it, and then I ended up seeing Rocketman,
Yeah.
and I was kind of like, oh fuck, I really want to see John Wick, and then I saw Rocketman, and I was like, that was amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I saw that. But
Rambo is shit.
Rambo
it looks terrible. Sorry.
It does look terrible. And I was saying, you've seen all the Rambo movies, but I've only
No, I've only seen.
Oh, you haven't?
I don't think I've seen the second one in
Okay.
full, or is the third one I've seen in full. They're so forgettable though.
Yeah,
that I
that's
don't
what
think
I've
I've seen
heard.
them. I've seen the first one like you did.
Yeah.
You've only seen a good Rambo movie.
I've only seen the good one, which is the first one.
Yeah, the fourth one some people like.
Mm-hmm.
It's so violent.
Oh, really?
There's an amazing scene where there's a girl that he fancies, and it's kind of like Predator, where she's like a prisoner and he saves her.
Oh, sorry.
And actually, the whole film's about him saving her. Actually,
really?
Well, he kind of emancipates these slaves as well, but it's kind of about
It's
like,
a side
I want
plot.
to fuck you, you know?
Yeah.
But this is amazing. Like, what you do when you're trying to save a woman from, I don't even know what country he's in, but there's bull boys in this country that
Okay.
need to be taught a lesson. So he
Absolutely.
needs to destroy them. He it's like genocide. He kills so many of these people.
Jesus.
Honestly, he kills so many people. But there's this scene where he's rescuing her and she's in a cabin, and he comes behind the guy that is like the guard, and I'm like, this is his moment to impress her, you know, because he's killed all these guys, but she hasn't seen it.
Right.
So what does he do? He pulls his throat out
What?
in front of her, and he's nearly making eyes at her. Like, he comes up behind the guy and goes, grabs his throat, right? She's right there, and you think like you want her to be like, hey, be calm,
Yeah,
I'm here
it's
to
okay.
rescue you.
Yeah.
Instead he's like, I'm gonna pull this motherfucker's throat out in front of you. Pulls it out, and like any other human being would go, he's worse than them,
Yeah.
and run. But she's
Yeah.
like, he seems like a legit guy. He seems like a good guy.
One of the favorite like comedy
You
bits.
should watch it.
I might. I don't
Watch
know.
the genocide.
Okay.
You're like, who's the bad guy here?
I'll watch the clips on YouTube. That's what I'll do. But yeah, I've only seen the first one and I loved it. But
Have you seen the clips of him giving the thumbs up?
yeah.
The machine gun he holds.
Yeah.
He kills a race of people.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
a whole country is in turmoil after Rambo visiting for a day.
One of my favorite jokes, and I don't think I've seen it in anything, but it's this idea for a scene, and it's like, you got to stop killing people or whatever, and this guy goes up behind someone and he like hits him in the back of the neck. He's like, there, I didn't kill him, okay? And then he lies down on the floor, and then she's like, look, I didn't kill him, I don't kill people. And then it cuts to the guy, and he like wakes up and he's like, oh, I can't move my arms. I can't feel my legs. Oh my God, I'm paralyzed from the neck down.
I wish someone would kill me.
I wish someone would kill me. Like that.
This is so much worse than death.
Yeah, this is so. I think they do it in Rick and Morty at some stage, or no?
That sounds so familiar to me.
You see, that's hilarious. I think they might have done it in Rick and Morty. I know they do the bit where Rick is like, don't worry about shooting them, Morty, they're just mindless drones, and he shoots one and he's like, oh my God, someone get Fred, someone call his family, his wife and his child, and all that. But
I'd like to think when Rambo pulls out that guy's throat, he then gives it to her.
For you. Yeah, I hunt you gather.
She's so scared of him, she puts it in her pocket.
Yeah,
goes,
she's like, oh, good.
Thanks.
And then she shows it to him later, and that's how he doesn't murder her. That's how he doesn't like strangle her in her sleep, because she shows him the ripped out throat.
Guy's crazy. You should watch that movie just for that scene.
I might. But yeah, that leads to Hunk and Skunk, doesn't it?
That's a perfect segue to
perfect segue, because
it really is.
Yeah, because our skunk of the week is Sylvester Stallone.
And Rambo in general. And that trailer.
Terrible. Skunk.
So bad.
Stinks.
So out of touch.
It's so out of touch. It's everything about this Rambo sequel so far to me stinks.
Hey kids.
Like a skunk.
You know,
exactly.
There's nothing for the kids in it.
Well, as in, like, are we talking about young people or for children?
I'm actually talking about young people. Okay. I'm talking about people under 40, actually.
Gotcha.
Because this is all for the old blokes who are like, Rambo's gonna...
Well, actually, no, there is something for the kids.
What?
They play Old Town Road in the trailer.
Sure. Okay.
All the kids love that, you know? They'll be coming in, dabbing. Rambo probably plays Fortnite at some stage in it, you know? They're going to get the kids in it. That's how they do it.
Rambo would fuck up the TV once he loses.
He would.
He would stab it with a knife.
He's been in a real battle royale.
And he's got the headset on. I'm going to fucking pull your throat out.
Exactly.
Through your arse.
It's just a much more R-rated version of the scene in Endgame.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Exactly, yeah.
But
Fortnite's in Endgame.
he got our skunk of the week
and
this
he deserves
week.
It.
But the hunk... Or should I say, hunks of the week are
Richard Madden,
yes, and Taron Egerton, because those are two hunky boys
for breaking the Hollywood mold.
Breaking the mold, boys. You broke it, and you broke it good. Extra spicy Nando style.
Taron Egerton's hairy legs nearly go over his head.
Yeah, and Richard, Yeah, they do. And they're two hot boys.
They break through that ceiling, man.
They do.
I gotta stop doing that, but...
Break through.
Twist and break.
They took that Hollywood ceiling and they just broke their way through it together.
And it was glorious.
Like men.
Glorious to watch.
Glorious to watch.
And that's why it will not make 100 million worldwide. I'm calling it now.
Really? What's it sitting at now?
It's not doing well.
Oh, no, that's a shame.
But it hasn't been released in America.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't think so. No, not yet. I don't think so. I'll check, because it will be in the top list.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Don't quote me. No one listen to that.
No quotes. He meant only in America it was going to overtake it.
No, it's not out yet.
Oh, Jesus.
Because surely it'd be in the top 10.
Totally. Yeah, if it was just out as well.
Yeah. Because he's a worldwide star. He's huge. Like, it would be. And by the way, Aladdin, I'm not sure. It looks like it's doing well, but it's so early to tell. Like, it's not like a huge hit straight away.
Totally, yeah.
Like, look, it cost 183 million to make. See, I can understand that though, costing that much, because it's Aladdin and Disney are going to throw money at it. Even when you watch it, maybe it all went into the Aladdin effects. Oh, sorry, the
Genie
effects, which are not great. Oh, they make the Genie so buff.
Oh, really?
Like, there's no dad bod. Like, he's so buff in it. Like, I'm sure Will Smith didn't have to do fuck all. He didn't do fuck all. Like, he just ate Snickers and was like, hey, I'm gonna be buff.
I don't know. He's in a pretty good shape already, Will Smith.
He's always
consistently
he's
good.
A hunk.
Yeah, he was.
He's always a hunk.
He featured on a Got Juiced episode. He's so good looking.
Yeah, and I love Will Smith. Will Smith is Will Smith. Like, in every interview, you're in love with his persona.
Yeah.
Which is just him being himself, you know?
Yeah, totally. He's a cool guy. But hey, he's not our hunk, so you can't talk about him. Our hunk and skunk. Our hunk is Taron Egerton and Richard Madden. Good job to you fellas.
Yeah.
The future Wolverine and the future James Bond in a movie together.
And that's why it was like two worlds colliding.
It was glorious. Truly glorious. And the movie was great as well, which made it all the better.
This whole podcast is about how good Rocketman is.
Rocketman was.
And how bad Rambo.
How bad Rambo is and
will be.
And how middle of the road Aladdin was.
Yes, yes. Hey, if you're like an early, I'm a late 80s kid, but if you're an early 80s kid, the music alone though might get you.
In Aladdin,
you know, you might just be like, fuck it,
I love Aladdin, but like I don't know if someone's gonna outdo like Robin Williams is still the genie in my head, and
most definitely, same with myself. But I was surprised that I thought Will Smith did it so well that I let my defenses down and let him in. You know the way, like I was actually going. I was surprised that even 10 minutes in, me and my friend Bo, because we went in very cynical. We were like, "Well, Will Smith's gonna be the genie, eh?"
Yeah.
And both of us were like, "Hey, like my mate, legitimately, like he actually went, I'm kind of liking this."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, me too." Like almost like we're doing
begrudging respect.
We're confessing it, you know, confessions.
Yeah, forgive me, Father, for I've
of a
sinned.
movieaholic.
Yeah.
And then and later on, I swear he went over and goes, Will Smith's kind of really good.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm way away from the mic. You probably can't even hear that, but he's like, Will Smith's kind of good as the genie, and I was like, yeah, I'm kind of liking it too.
Yeah.
Like,
maybe I'll see it and I'll try not to be super harsh about it.
The wheels fall off at the end.
I'd rather watch John Wick 3.
You should.
And
you will prefer.
Which I nearly watched.
Yeah.
I nearly got to Akira, but I couldn't do it before the podcast. But we should wrap up now.
And you can watch it next week because you've loads of facts for it.
I do. I've tons of facts that I will talk about Akira next week. And
I'll try watch it if I get a chance.
If I find it, I'll send you the link.
I'm gonna see Godzilla.
Yes, you're gonna see Godzilla. I'm gonna watch Akira and John Wick 3.
Yes, I'd love to hear what you think of John Wick 3 because as I was saying, it's still the lesser one.
It's the lesser of the three,
in my opinion,
which is interesting. I really want to see it.
And John Keanu Reeves slows down a bit.
Really?
Yes. Did I not say that to you?
No.
Yeah, I meant to say that when we were reviewing it last week. That's one of my problems.
Okay.
There's too much judo in it.
Right.
And it just now there's no problem with judo except that he's a bit slower.
It's slow. Right.
So you can kind of tell that like the stunt guys are giving him a moment.
I see. That's
and
interesting.
I don't like that. Where when he's on the motorbike or he's on the horse or he's being tactical with guns, it's so fast paced. It's boom, boom, boom.
It's very interesting.
But when he's judo throwing people, which he does a lot of, like,
totally, yeah.
especially in the second movie, you can actually see the slowdown.
We were talking about this earlier, but we watched those, GQ do those breakdowns of like rock climbing scenes or accents, I look at the accents ones and you saw the rock climbing one. There's one where they break down fight scenes. And
I must watch that.
And they have like MMA guys and they're talking about...
like Frank Grillo's great. He's a guy that you just can own everyone in a scene.
Normally, the clips they show them, they pick bad scenes. They pick really bad scenes. Now, some of them's good. Like they show this one guy, the fight between Captain America and the guy on the ship in the Winter Soldier, the leaper guy.
The leaper guy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Baron or something like that?
Batroc, the leaper.
Batroc, yeah. George St. Pierre, one of the most famous UFC fighters.
And they show that fight, and he's like, that's actually really good. And then he ends up...
Also, George St. Pierre looks like he could own you, you know? Like, he's so brutish.
Huge.
Like, he really is.
But they had him rank, like, all the superheroes in terms of, like, MMA quality, and he ended up giving it to Captain America, because he was like, he has the best...
That's so cool. That whole opening is great.
It is.
It's choreographed so well.
But anyway, they also do, like... they've someone doing the John Wick scene and they're like, okay, there's an arm lock, you could throw someone like that, it's all, they break it down and they're like, that's a bit of flair or whatever, Hollywood flair, but most of the time it's pretty good. So it's an interesting watch. You should check all the GQ series out of like professionals breaking down scenes. It's totally interesting.
Keanu Reeves I think is like 54 now.
He doesn't look it.
No, he doesn't, but maybe he's slightly starting to move
maybe
like a 40-year-old.
Maybe.
Interview
with a Vampire. Maybe he was the vampire all along. But we should wrap up.
Yeah, we should. I'm just going to check his age.
Oh my God. Children.
What? He's got children?
No. Look what it says. 1. Deceased. He had a kid that died?
Didn't he have a girlfriend that died as well? I think he's had a really turbulent life. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I remember someone saying it to me.
I know
I think he's had some really bad stuff.
I know Jim Carrey's girlfriend died recently and he was like involved in a court case about it and everything. Father
sorry, I was just going to look at his age and
born September 6, 1964. So
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can't be 55. If he's 54 going 55. Yeah, 54 going 55.
Yeah, 54 going 55. Yeah.
September he goes 55. So, like, that's why he's slowing down.
Yeah.
So, I'm being... I don't mean to be harsh, but the only thing is, when I was watching it, I was going, I can see him slowing down. All these scenes are not totally necessary.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember the second film where he's going through that rave,
Yeah.
and it's super tactical, and he's got the gun, then he's going to the shotgun. Like, he can do all that without having to do hand-to-hand combat,
Totally.
you know, and it looks great.
Find out about his personal life. This is what's interesting me. I didn't know about this. This kind of sucks.
Early life.
No, won't be there. Reeves, no. Yeah, keep going in. Family and views. Here we go. Yeah. Reeves' girlfriend gave birth to 8 months. Oh, it was a stillborn. Oh, okay.
Right.
That sucks. They broke up. Oh, and then she sideswiped 3. Oh my god, and she died. Wow, that sucks. Jesus.
Yeah, I heard he's had a tough one.
He's had a rough go of it.
Yeah.
If you see him in interviews, he's a real, like, he seems like a genuinely great guy.
Such a nice guy.
But he's very, like, quiet and subdued, but also really charming.
But he seems so humble.
Yeah,
you see him on the train all the time, the subway.
Tom Hiddleston is like that as well.
Is he?
Tom Hiddleston seems so humble. I saw a video of him. He was signing for a deaf fan. He was like, he stopped and he was like signing for her and doing it all. And he just, in interviews, number one, he seems to know the most of anyone on the couch most of the time. He's incredibly intelligent and he seems really humble as well.
Remember he wrote that big letter that like kind of almost a love letter to Thor, but also a thank you letter to fans.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Really
he
cool.
loves being Loki as well. Yeah, he really does.
You love when someone loves that character.
Totally.
You know, where you're watching who plays Odin?
Anthony Hopkins. Anthony Hopkins.
And he's like, oh, I'm here again, lads. You
I don't know. He has some fun with some of those lines. But you're not king yet. But you're not king yet. Or when he growls at Loki.
But you know he doesn't like doing that character.
He probably liked it in Ragnarok when he got to be Loki. He
got to die.
Oh shit! He got to be Loki as Odin and everything.
And then he popped up in a Transformer, so now he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, he clearly doesn't care.
We should wrap things up.
But you're not king yet. But we're not finished yet. That's a great line. As always, we give away our best worst celebrity tattoo on this show, and
of course, who does it go to this week?
It goes to Ben Affleck. Congratulations! You get the honorable. You get the honorable title of being episode 15's worst tattoo of the week. Congratulations, Ben Affleck. You
Fair play.
You did
put
a great
the work
job.
in.
You did for his. It's a phoenix, isn't it? That's the bad tattoo.
It's a disaster.
It's a disaster.
It's a disaster. Yeah. But at least he only has it for life.
At least it's for life. Much like a puppy, it's not just for Christmas.
Yes.
It's for life.
Exactly.
And that's what you should take away from this, Ben Affleck. Thank you very much for listening to Straight to Series. Like and subscribe. Did we say that at the beginning?
I don't know.
Unlikely.
But we're saying it at the
Very
end.
unlikely.
Very unlikely. Yeah.
But thank you. There was a lot. We got through a lot this episode. I don't think we forgot anything good.
No. Rambo's really bad.
Kit Harington went into rehab.
Oh, yeah. We'll get into that next time. We're ending there, I guess.